Okay, got it. Hi, everyone. This is Projana Paromita, and I'm thanking Zena Foundation Next Generation for giving me this opportunity to talk on the etiquette of cell phone culture. Why I'm saying cell phone culture? Because when with the advent of cell phone, we underwent a cultural change. That's why I like to call it cell phone culture. And I am talking on this, and anything I say is extempore. I did not make any notes, but I thought about these things. I thought about these things over a period of how many years? I think it's 20 years that cell phones has been there. Nokia, I don't remember, or maybe 25 years. So what I do, and this is my hobby. I don't know if it will become a profession. I am what you call it a thinker. No, I am not a philosophy student. I am a hardcore science student. I have known nothing but science till 6 months back. And hard science fascinates me. So because I didn't get an opportunity to read literature and philosophy, so I gravitated towards thinking. Like I just think, like a scientist thinks. I collect samples, I analyze data. And why do I do that? I have no idea. So after analyzing whatever has happened to the society since the cell phone came, I came to many conclusions that how it has led to a cultural change. I don't want to repeat culture 10,000 times. So maybe if I do, please correct me. Because this is an extempore speech, so some certain things might be repetitive. So please excuse me for that. And I might say, so I'm not giving a lecture. I am just having a conversation with anybody who is there or who cares to join in. I am not giving a lecture. I am just stating facts, like you present facts after doing sample analysis, right? I am talking in a scientific lingo because that is the only lingo I know. So the first thing is, it's a little bit funny thing. Before, when there were no cell phones or mobile phones, we at least knew where our phones were, right? They will be fixed to a wall or they will be on the table. So as soon as the cell phone came, we didn't know where our phones were, like those who were affluent enough to have cell phones. Because I remember before the first cell phones, they looked as big as handsets. Anyway, that time it was a status symbol to flash around the cell phone and carry with you. You take out that big apparatus and start talking. And you were extremely important if somebody called you on cell phone, because I think only vice presidents and CEOs had cell phone. I am talking about 1998, maybe. You can correct me. I'm not factually that correct on, because that is not relevant. The exact date is not relevant. So anyways, excuse me, there's a background noise. It distracts me. So whoever is doing what, can you please stop doing that? I didn't mean to sound so harsh, but it takes away my focus. So anyways, so what happened? But please feel free to interject by saying something. That I don't mind. So what happened? So that was the culture. Like you were a very important person if you had cell phone. Then Nokia changed everything. And Nokia came out with devices with which through which a common person can have those flip phones and the sliders. So that was fine. Then you were connected to anybody you wish to remain connected, especially close family members, right? So that was also very good. like communication was so easy and people were actually coming close to each other. Friends you didn't know, you could just call them. And at that time, everybody will almost pick up the phone, the cell phone when it rang. There was no concept of ignoring it, right? There was no concept of ignoring any phone calls. So this is how the cultural change happened. So gradually people will started to misuse it, right? Like they will just call at any time. There was no etiquette. Or just because you have a cell phone, you can call after 8 o'clock in the evening. You can call in the early morning. You can call whenever. Like you are not an emergency room doctor that you are needed so badly, right? Whatever it is, it can wait. You don't need to contact anybody, even husbands and wives. Like the wife is calling husband 10 times on the phone. Husband is disturbing wife. I mean, there is no boundary of doing something without being disturbed. Okay, if children call, that's a different thing because they need something. But children were not given cell phone, Nokia phones that time. It's only few who had it. It was not as common as that. So there was a slight cultural shift that anybody can be contacted, almost anybody, at any time. And there was no boundary. Like it was supposed to be bad manners to call somebody after 8 o'clock, right? When the landline phones were there. But when cell phone came, okay, the call has come, so I have to take it. And you start talking. So this thing started encroaching into the family life. So parents started getting little distracted, not that much, or a little bit. And after all, cell phone was a status symbol, right? Not everybody had it. Okay, so then it continued. Then BlackBerry came with what's that? QWERTY keys and all, and you could send texts and all that. Remember BlackBerry used to be a big thing. Like if you have a BlackBerry, oh my God, you're a boss or something or something. I mean, your importance, like the way people give importance to other people by the way they dress and the way they wear shoes, the way they eat, I mean, it's a stupid thing, but they do it anyways. So that way, like if you have a BlackBerry, it was a big thing. You have to be somebody big to have a BlackBerry. So again, to make everybody feel somebody and a big person, BlackBerry also started becoming very common. Then what happened? I think it was in 2011. Slowly, smartphone started creeping in, right? With that Apple phone and whatever the other Google phone, whatever. Like you know about all the phones more than I do, because I do not like to gather knowledge for improving my general knowledge, which is called trivial knowledge here. In some other parts of the world, it's called general, but it's trivial knowledge, and it is trivial knowledge. Anyways, so what was I going to say? So that time, what happened? There was another cultural shift. So now, gone were the QWERTY keys. Sliders were there. Only 4 people had sliders. Everybody slowly started having these smartphones. What are smartphones? Smartphones are basically laptop in your hand, right? Because you have access to World Wide Web right on your, what do you call it, phone. So everything is in the phone. You can connect to anybody, anytime, anywhere on your cell phone. Now, even though this talk is for the next generation, but you cannot go on talking to next generation without talking like how it all happened. So the next generation, which were created by this generation, so they are in a very they are not in a very good situation actually, because their parents are always distracted, right? You always have a plethora of information at your fingertip. Now, even the parents are not that mature. They don't know that you have to, that information is useful to you, the one which you seek. When you are bombarded with information, what happens? It skews your mind. You absorb anything. Like when the television opens, like any serial, anything which comes on the TV, it will start affecting you. Lot of mother-in-laws and daughter-in-laws, like they started behaving like this as bahu thing they show on TV. in real life, it might not be there. Even like people started behaving the way they showed on the television, the same way with these smartphones. Now people have access to even more information. So, I mean, you can go on any site, like, for example, you can actually go on anything. You know what I mean, right? Like if you are a teenager, can you imagine how wonderful it is? It's like, oh my God, that was forbidden, but now I can go there. And nobody is going to check. I mean, how the hell are my parents going to know where I'm going, which site I'm going? And the marketers who make all these things, applications for smartphones and all, they are also very clever. So they need more traffic. So they will also start putting such things which are very easily accessible. So like, I mean, what happens when you are not prepared for some information and you are bombarded with, everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about. So everybody started getting bombarded with all sorts of information, and you will only gravitate towards such information. Nobody is going to improve their general knowledge, by going on the web. Hardly anybody did that. In fact, the general knowledge of the next generation fell after smartphone came. Before, yes, is anybody joining in?
Yeah.
Okay. So should I stop or should I keep on talking?
No, you can carry on.
It again,
carry on.
Because
you
it
can
broke
carry
my
on.
Okay. Sorry, I'm sounding abrupt because I don't want my chain of thought to go. Okay, so before, in fact, children were smarter. I'm talking about my generation. I used to look up in a book, like Britannia Encyclopedia or whatever, to know about something. But now it is so easy, like you can just do Google and you can find out. But but can you frankly tell, like, children, do they know the relevant things which they are supposed to know? They know other things. They know lots of things which we don't know because we don't care to know. But they know all sorts of random, unproductive, time-wasting things. So that's what happens when you are floating in a sea of knowledge. You are not seeking for something. So when you are floating in something, what happens? There can be scums, right? There will be lots of pollutants, scums, everything. Okay, yeah, I'm floating through them. But before, it was not like this. Before the world of knowledge, you were seeking, you were going towards something. But now it is hardly there. Okay. Sorry, I don't like interruptions. Any sound, it distracts me because I was trained to focus and concentrate, as anybody of our generation would know. Because if you are trying to focus, you can't have sound.
Okay, I have changed the privacy setting. You won't get the notification sound. So you carry on.
Thank God. Yeah, because this multitasking, I'll make a video on that. Because when you are trying to focus, concentrate, look at a flame, you can't have 10 things pinging you, which is again coming back to the culture of cell phones. So after 2011 onwards, I'm not sure when they stopped, when they banned talking on cell phones while driving. Let me tell you one thing. Even when there was no ban like that, I never used to talk on cell phone to anyone while driving. But I have seen a lot of people, just to show how fashionable they are, they will be specifically talking when they are driving. And this causes distraction and this causes accidents. So like this was another shift, like you are just having accidents just like that because of cell phones. And because of this, they started it in California. They banned driving and talking on cell phone at the same time. And thankfully they implemented it in Canada, and now you are not allowed. Okay. Then what happens? These Bluetooth came, right? Where you put like they show in the Star Wars movies and all, like you look like an alien or something very smart. So this also, certain people, they went overboard with it. Okay. I remember one guy, I mean, he was a fellow colleague. So he will perpetually go around with those Spock-like things, Then somebody did a research and told him that his brain is going to get scrambled with all those waves hitting him, you know. Oh my God, that guy was in bad shape after that. He actually became sick because when he realized what he has been subjecting himself to, I found it very funny. I never do that. I, in fact, never even hold the cell phone close to my ear, because why should I subject myself to unnecessarily some kind of toxic waves, you know? I even keep it away. I don't keep it near me when I'm sleeping. We as a family are very particular, because I don't want to develop brain cancer, brain tumor. I don't know what else is going to happen. Like if you keep it near your abdomen or your whatever, it can be breast cancer, some cancer, who knows what cancer, right? Because cancer is caused by mutation of cells, which are caused by these kind of random waves coming out from, emitted by cell phone. So anyway, I got diverted into science. So what I was going to say, I'm coming. How much time is left? It's 10:24. Oh gosh, I can really talk. Okay, so can I just tell what I was coming to tell? Like, I mean, I can actually talk for 1 more hour, but I don't want to. So now what has happened, in between a lot of things happened on which I can't throw light now because I have only 5 minutes to talk. So what I'm actually
No,
going to
no,
come
you have 15 plus 6. You have got approximately 21 minutes because you
oh, thank
started
God.
late. You got
Thank you,
21
thank you,
minutes.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so then I can go in a sequence. So where was I? Yeah, the Bluetooth, the nuisance of Bluetooth. Sorry, please, I don't want to be sued by any Bluetooth company. But the thing is that Bluetooth is important when it's only when you are driving that is important. And if you have to take a business call, then it is important. Otherwise, you can always tell that you are driving and you cannot take a call, right? It is sensible not to take it, but if nothing can be done, then you take it. And sometimes when you need to keep your hands free, like you have to do something with your hand, like I have to do something with my hand perpetually. If I put on a Bluetooth, that makes sense. But I'm not going to put, I have Bluetooth or whatever, the earbuds, the remote, the wireless ones, but I won't put it in my ears and roam around just to show off, you know. And this, another very bad thing happens. Have you ever seen people walking on the road, like talking to themselves? Oh my God, I used to get so flabbergasted, like, why is that person talking so loudly? Is that person mad? I really used to think that, like, you know, you say that if somebody goes mad, they talk to themselves. So it used to feel like that initially, like people just shouting, like they don't understand that other people don't want to hear what they are saying. Like, I don't care what you are saying to whom, why I have to be subject to that. So anywhere you go, people are talking, you know, and you don't even know they are talking to you or they're talking to somebody else. So if I am, like, say, talking to a person, that person again, all of a sudden starts talking randomly something else. So sometimes I'll wonder, like, what happened? Then I realize that that person is talking to somebody else while he or she is communicating with me. Can you imagine how rude it is? Like, I am talking to you, you think, but actually I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to somebody else. So I'm not giving you your focus. This is a disrespect of somebody's time. And like, because people were doing that not because they were trying to insult me or insult somebody else. They were doing that because there was a cultural change. Like, you can, so you do it. If you couldn't, you didn't. Like before cell phones came, like, you greet each other, then you, okay, hi, hello, how are you? And then if you are talking to somebody and then somebody, a third person comes, hi, X, Y, and Z, and they jump in, how it will make you feel? Like, won't you get very irritated? So that is what is happening, started happening with the cell phone, with the cultural shift brought about by cell phone. Like, people were not able to give proper attention and focus to anybody. Like, when you talk to somebody, you should give that person focus. Nobody's time is less important. There's a way of showing that, okay, your time is not as important as mine because I'm better than you. So that is a non-verbal communication. Nobody is better than anybody. right? If you're talking to somebody, you have to give that person respect and listen, then respond. And then if you don't want to talk, it's your wish. So this was also happening. And then the most important thing I forgot to mention, forget about cell phone, the device. Think about what it led to. It led to the growth of social media. I am talking to you thanks to social media. So that is a good thing. But social media has created an alternate universe, which nobody can deny. I have a certain set of friends. All my family, they know about my set of friends. But I also have a set of friends on social media. Do my family members know about my uh, alternate set of friends who are on social media? Social media was created because of the cell phone, right? Because everything is so easily accessible. So it has led to the creation of a different kind of society. I come across in a certain way to my real life people whom I know. And I come across a different way to the people who are in the virtual world, right? Which is created by social media. For example, I can go on Twitter and I can write anything about anybody, my views. I mean, it can be, I can write obscene languages also. I can give very strange views. But when I am meeting somebody in person, will I be doing that thing? No, I won't. So social media has made some people develop an alternate personality. Social media, I mean, I should not have said cell phone culture. I should have said social media culture, but that is not true because it all started because of cell phone. If there was no cell phone, if there was landline, there wouldn't have been any social media. If the computer was still that clunky one which you needed to put in the AC room, there wouldn't have been any social media, right? Now, so this is what has happened. People all have their alternate life. Everybody has a dual or triple life. Like there is no one life, and there's nothing wrong in having so many life, but you are actually having multiple personalities, right? So it's good. Like, well, that I'm not here to preach that what is good, what is bad. What I'm saying, I'm stating it. So our society is becoming a multi-personality society. One person has got a lot of personalities, and that is not because he's insane, because it is actually like that. So everybody has lots of personalities. A small child will have a Instagram personality, a Facebook personality. What is that? That other thing, I forgot its name. I forgot that the one which is like YouTube, the TikTok thing. Yeah, TikTok personality. Then so many children, they get bullied online. Like whatever you do in your washroom and bedroom, if it is published all over, so naturally it will cause it will cause shame, right? So, and because lot of what do you call it, immature minds have access to so much of information, and they can do, so they can play with other people's life also. So they can publish content which is meant for private viewing, which is not for meant for publishing, to be splashed all around. And it can lead to social humiliation, social shame, and finally suicide. There's a lot of cases of suicide which happens because a child has been publicly shamed. If an adult is publicly shamed, they don't care because they are mature. But a child, it has an effect. Okay. So, I mean, so many suicides, if you correlate, which has happened because of shaming on social media, bullying on social media. Bullying also, I will talk one of these days. So that is like unnatural. It is not a good thing. One thing I learned in an essay, and that was in Hindi. Okay, it was in Hindi, and I remember it till date. So it said कि विज्ञान एक अच्छा सेवक है पर बुरा मालिक है, which means I mean, I think everybody understands Hindi. So you extrapolate Vigyan to anything, like anything which Vigyan has created, including social media. So these things are good. They, if you know how to use them, there is nothing better than that. But if you are controlled by them, then there is nothing worse than that. No, not everybody you can consider as a master, right? There's a dog and there's a lion. If I start treating a dog like a lion, then what will happen? And if I treat a lion like a dog, then what will happen? So I hope everybody gets the point. Like what the way things are, it has to be, again, I'm not preaching. This is a lecture to myself. I am never controlled by social media. It is not that I developed this superhuman power, and nobody in my family is controlled by social media. I learned this from my daughters. I mean, I was amazed the amount of privacy they know. I think they teach it in Canadian schools. What you are supposed to say or do or not do on cell phone, social media. And if somebody gets bullied online, they have right to report and all that. And so all this, I mean, I never taught any of these things to my children. They taught me a lot of things about cell phone etiquette and all, because I don't know. Yeah, I really admire the next generation. They are very much smarter. I mean, they are wiser than our generation. Our generation was kind of innocent, but next generation, even though they are exposed to so much of knowledge, some of the next generation know how to see. वो छलनी से जैसे मतलब आटा को छानते हैं ना, they know how to see things. So this message is for my next generation, for the next generation, that I am proud of the next generation, which is my daughter. I'm proud of their cell phone etiquette. I'm very proud of it, and I learn from them. So you guys also do something like that with your parents. Learn instead of your parents getting scared of what you are doing on cell phone and what you are doing on social media. Sometimes it is good just to, observe things and take what is good for you and not, get controlled by anything, even though it is a social media hidden in the cell phone. So that is the cultural change. So I don't know how it is going to be in future, but most probably in future, everybody will smarten up. Everybody will realize the amount of mind control these devices, because of these devices, everybody else is experiencing. And most probably, people will go back to reading, writing, removing social media from their phones and keeping phones only for communicating essential things. A lot of people here, they have started doing that. They have discarded their smartphones and they are going on flips and slides, the Nokia types. They don't go on social media. I'm talking about the people here. They have just, they had enough. So I think that is going to happen in future. So there will be another cultural change, because anything new is very dazzling. Anything new is very fascinating. Then when the novelty wears out, दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी हो जाता है. Everybody knows what is good, what is right. So what you don't learn by listening to lectures and observing, you learn it by experiencing. कैसे ना कैसे जिंदगी तो तुम्हें सिखा ही देगा जो जिंदगी को सिखाना है. अगर जिंदगी doesn't care कि तुम उससे बचो या मरो, जो लाइफ को तुम्हें सिखाना है वो तो सिखा ही देंगे. And so the future is not bad. I don't think that even with virtual reality coming, I don't think future is bad, because people will get over the novelty. So I hope I didn't offend anybody, and I was able to put across my thoughts and views. And I'm not sure if there's any time left, but there is no need of prolonging when I have said what I had to say. If I have to say something in future, I will again contact Rajiva and we'll take from there. Okay, anybody has anything to add? Please feel free to add. Hello.
So, may I say something?
Yeah, you have to open.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
open
So
and
it was
invite
a
people
really
for
very,
discussion.
very informative talk, and many issues have been raised which are really of concern because of modern technology, and we must and we gradually learn uh, what are the plus points or what are the minus points, and how to get over the minus points of any new technology. So gradually we learn. What you have said is very, very correct, that we don't get overcome by technology. Find a solution to the problems which it leads to. And as you have informed that in the schools in Canada and they're teaching how to, especially the girls, how they have to be careful about social media and all that. Yes, that
Boys
is the
also.
need of the hour. Yeah, in India also, I think that type of
Yeah.
education, if not in schools, at least the guardians, parents, they can teach them. They should be open with them, guide them, and gradually technology will always be improving. It will be going into various new fields, like 5G is coming someday. It may be the a normal thing.
It
But
has
at the same
already come.
time,
Yeah.
yeah, it has already come. It is in use at many places. So this and as you told that yes, technology has got many benefits, but like social media also, you get a lot of information which you were not having access to so easily. Now you can have access to anything, but there are good things, bad things both in the same social media,
Yeah.
because different, they represent. I mean, social media represents the entire spectrum of people, all types of thoughts and all types of things. So naturally, some bad things will be there, and one has to be careful in sorting out which one is useful, which one is not. Yes, it is occupying a lot of our time that we have to, and it's sort of addiction also leads to addiction.
Yes.
I'm also sometimes feel that I feel that I'm addicted. So
Yes.
we have to come out of it. So these are the things. And if we take new technology with that spirit, I think it will definitely, and whatever you told, certain etiquettes and all that, we have to take care. What we cherished in earlier days, like giving respect to the person whom you're talking to and all
Yeah.
that, and this type of double, you are talking to somebody else and you are talking to another one also at the same time. That really, I also feel sometimes, I mean, whether he is talking to me or she is talking to me or to somebody else. So that is a very strange type of experience that we have nowadays. So yes, ये भी एक बात है इसमें, ये सारी चीजें भी इम्पोर्टेंट हैं. तो कुल मिला करके बहुत ही अच्छा लगा, बहुत ही सही. आज के जमाने की जो समस्याएं हैं या जो अच्छाइयाँ भी हैं वो सब सामने आई. तो इसके लिए आई एम वेरी वेरी थैंकफुल टू यू फॉर दिस टॉक, enlightening talk.
Thank you for listening. For giving me undivided attention.
Yes, it was very informative. Thank you. And especially the hazard, the hazard from this telephone. Of course, it's a time-consuming thing, but beside that, also the electronic rays and which are
Yeah.
also harming us. That's also very, very bad. So we have to be disciplined ourselves, and we have to discipline the children also in that. And I remember earlier it was a TV which was known
Yeah.
as idiot box, and
Idiot box. Yeah.
my wife had given away to the maid, and we didn't have a television at our home for the last 15 years.
That's very nice.
And she says they show only the negative things, and
Yeah.
create a very bad atmosphere in the house. And I really liked it. It was very Shantipurvak time after that, when we had no television and everybody was getting more time to each other than sitting on
Yeah.
the idiot box.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ji.
Very
Thank you so
true.
much. It's very nice.
Thank you.
And that also you said we will be going back eventually to Nokia, the simple phone.
Yeah, a lot of people have started,
Yes.
here
Yes.
at least.
Yes. We'll have to do that, I think.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's too much on our nerves.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Thank
But
you.
it was very nice talk you gave, and it was amazing. And we hope a lot of Gen X will get part from your video. Once, Rajiv Bhaiya.
I have become the universal mom now.
Yeah. Okay.
Mummy
No,
खड़ी है.
it has been really educative, very informative and educative.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nicely put.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the
Thank
topic
you.
selected was really wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good. Good. So we are looking forward to your next Gen X.
I think because for the first time, I'm actually seeing late in the hour almost all the regular participants, they are attending, and all of them mind it. Not only they are brilliant show holders, but they are brilliant people to engage also. So I think we can have one last round. We have got 2-3 minutes left. We can request one by one Vinay Bhai and Ali Bhai to say a few words or maybe question something from you. Ashok Bhaiya has done and Pratul Bhaiya has done. So Ali Bhai and Vinay Bhai. Yes, personally, I am very delighted. In fact, the topic itself was so interesting and so, catching. It was so catchy. The moment I got your information, your message that this kind of show is going to happen on this, Thursday, I was really very happy about it. And the way you have explained the plus and minus points of this particular box, I don't know what to call it. Like TV was called idiot box. This is also one kind of another kind of box. And the way now we have discarded, most of the televisions, I think they will come when this culture also will have a kind of makeover all over the world.
Mm.
Like I said, it is taking place in Canada. I think that time must come in India also very soon. We should also
Yeah.
understand what's good about it and what is bad about it, so that we can safeguard our next generation at least. It has been really very educative, very informative. We must all thank you for this kind of uh, topic
Talk.
and this kind of expressions. And
Yeah.
we look forward
Thank you.
for many more subjects like this, from your side to come up in the future. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Rajiva ji, should we call it a day?
Paramita, can you hear me?
Yes, I
Can you
can.
hear me?
Yeah.
This is something off the beaten track,
Yes, I
and
love
we should
it.
have such programs, such talks by you. It may be on
Yes.
phones, it may be on children, it may be on life, but
Yes.
it
You
was
know,
very very blatant and very nice
you
to
know
hear the
why?
truth.
Do you know why?
Uh,
Because I am a Bengali. I like to maro adda.
I know what
I
Bengal
am
thinks
having a
India does
conversation.
tomorrow. So what Bengal does, Canada thinks tomorrow. A, B, C. Hmm. Okay. So it was a good, excellent topic. And ऐसा झटका देना है, अच्छा लगता है. झटका नहीं देगा तो फिर मजा नहीं आएगा.
That we always say.
वो शुगर लेस था थोड़ा सा, फिर बाद में you got into the Bengali mood. मतलब बाल खींचना, ये करना, वो करना, घूसा मारना. That was good. Combination of झाल मुड़ी and मिष्टी दोई.